On the first day of President Trump's new policy of not separating children from their parents at the southern border, chaos reigned in the federal government, where the various departments involved seemed to have no idea what to do next. One U.S. Attorney's office in the Western District of Texas first announced that it would dismiss some criminal cases for parents who had been separated from a child. But then hours later, they said, upon further consideration, this office is retracting the information provided in an email earlier today. And then they actually came up with another announcement modifying that announcement later. We'll tell you about that one later. That one's much more complicated. And into all of that chaos, in a secretly planned, unannounced trip to the southern border, came the First Lady of the United States. It was a trip like no other by a First Lady in a humanitarian crisis like this for a few reasons. It now includes a fashion controversy that some people, including her husband, are trying to turn into a political controversy. And this trip revealed less useful information than any trip by any other First Lady would have in a situation like this. The First Lady's trip was cut short, quite understandably, by the way, by the pounding rains that have created some flooding conditions in the area in some of the places that prevented her from seeing the most important facility that she was scheduled to see, the one that really mattered, the one that is the largest Border Patrol processing center in the country. That really was the important thing for her to see. But because she couldn't, that meant that her visit turned out to be limited to one of the smallest facilities that is dealing with this crisis population of children. It is a Lutheran-run facility that incarcerates only 55 children ages 12 to 17. The only part of her visit there that was televised was her discussion with the staff of the facility, where she asked just a few questions like this one.
Those children, how many times they speak with their relatives or families per week, for example?
Well, the children are allowed to communicate with their family twice a week. Mm-hmm.
And she heard glowing reports of life in incarceration for these teenagers, not from the teenagers.
This is their home, and it's, they refer to these as shelters, but it is really a home for the children. This is their house. So their bedrooms are their bedrooms.
The First Lady boarded her flight to Texas wearing a $39 jacket, the least expensive garment she has ever been seen wearing. And she had to know that millions of people were going to be wondering what she was trying to communicate with the words written on her back, which were, "I really don't care, do you?" She's never been seen wearing a $39 anything. She's never been seen wearing clothes with dialogue, a statement, and a question. And on a day designed to show how much she cares, well, the internet got pretty excited about it, and after hours of online excitement, and for some people outraged that she would have a jacket saying, "I don't care," when she was on her way to Texas to show how much she cares, when her plane landed back at Andrews Air Force Base, First Lady very deliberately put that jacket back on again. Now, they have access to the internet on the First Lady's flight. They knew that this had become the most controversial garment any First Lady in history had ever worn in the last couple of hours, and the First Lady still put it on again. And at the end of the day, the First Lady's office issued a statement for her about her day, which did not include anything about her jacket. The only thing she said about the children in her statement was, quote, "The children were eager to learn and were kind and in good spirits." That's it. That's the totality of the First Lady's report on the children she met today. Needless to say, the president could not resist commenting on the First Lady's jacket. He tweeted, "I really don't care, do you?" written on the back of Melania's jacket refers to the fake news media. Melania has learned how dishonest they are, and she truly no longer cares, exclamation point. Well, okay. Donald Trump's definition of the fake news media certainly includes me. He has attacked me for years on Twitter. But here's something to think about in the First Lady's, the First Family's television viewing patterns. We know that the president doesn't just watch Fox News, he takes direction from Fox News. He gets ideas from Fox News. And no one on Fox News ever suggested that Melania Trump should go to the border. No one on Fox urged Melania Trump to go to the border. So we know Donald Trump didn't get the idea from Fox if it was his idea. And we know Melania Trump did not get the idea to go to the border from Fox News if it was her idea. So where did she get the idea? Who in the Trump White House or the Trump family has ever exhibited the sensitivity to realize that this was a First Lady moment, that this is what the First Lady should do? If it was Melania Trump's idea, as I said, she sure didn't get it from Fox News, but here's an MSNBC moment from Monday night. And so we are at another possible First Lady moment, a moment where the First Lady can actually do something that none of the rest of us can. In the jails that Donald Trump is now running on the southern border for children and toddlers and babies, the rules say that none of the people working there can touch the children. Melania Trump can give one of those untouchable little girls the warmth she deserves, the hug she deserves, from one immigrant to another. Now, I said that again on Tuesday night when I was doing our coverage from Brownsville, Texas. So I just have to wonder, is it possible that while the president is taking dictation from Fox News, the First Lady is in another room somewhere watching another news channel and getting ideas of her own? Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on the button below for more from The Last Word and the rest of MSNBC.